I was very moved about this fact. I really had tears on my eyes when I saw this. So this is a great, I've never seen in Georgia this, and I would love to have some same situation in Georgia.
And also, こんにちは皆さん、テリチャンネルのとりです。
なのです。
いつも動画を見てくれてありがとう。今日はですね、ジョージアに帰ってきてからもう1ヶ月経ちました。そしてジョージアに帰って感じた逆のカルチャーショックについて姉ちゃんとお話したいと思います。How was Japan for you?
When people ask me about Japan, how was it? I have so many things in my mind that it's really difficult to separate, to start like number one, number two, because like there was a lot of things. When I was going to Japan, I was feeling that it's a huge country, it's very far from my country, and maybe it will be difficult for me, but people whom we met there, everyone acted so kindly and nicely with us that I didn't have any feelings that I was very far from my country.
Yeah, but now like I think my subscribers, all of them knows how I feel about Japan and what was my first emotions, because before I took kind of similar video, but now I think everyone wants to hear this everything from Nano, because both of us has different points of view. Nano knows very well that everything is very different, Georgia and Japan between. So, and it was also her first time going abroad, and the first country was Japan. だからちょっとこんな感じでビデオ撮っていきましょうね。じゃあ皆さん行きましょう。ショックナンバー1。日本はめっちゃ静かですね。
The first shock, which was really surprising and I was not expecting at all, because Japan is such a huge country, there was everything very quiet. There was not happening any extra things, any extra noise, any extra screaming from somewhere in the street, dogs barking in the streets, car honks, for example, in the streets. I never hear this anywhere in Japanese streets. And when I came back from Japan, all of my friends were asking me about cultural shocks, and the first thing I was saying to them was this: Tokyo is a huge city with a huge population, and there are many cars, many people, many things are going there and happening every second, but you can never hear any extra noise in Tokyo streets. It was, and in Japan in general.
Anywhere,
Yes, it was so disciplined, so quiet. And before I left Georgia, I really thought that I had problems about my mental health. But when I arrived in Japan, I really realized that it was not my mental state. It was just I needed to change country.
Yes.
Exactly. So I was really relieved and happy and stress-free in Japan. Yes. Can you imagine? We were in Japan for 3 months. I didn't hear car honks.
Yeah, now one time we heard during our live, somebody was very like noisy outside with bike, you know. But this is very less really in Japan.
I want to explain to our subscribers why it was a cultural shock for me. My country is really beautiful and really good, but this topic is a bit complicated here because Georgians love to be noisy.
Yes.
So in Georgia, you can never be quiet. Like you will hear somewhere, some people are explaining to each other something and they are screaming, a bit shouting, and the cars are honking all the time, and dogs are barking everywhere and all the time. So that was really noticeable.
For example, also every morning, like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., like dog barkings are waking Hinata and me also at night. Me, I don't have any problem, but just I'm worried about Hinata, you know. For example, here when people are having fun near to our building, somebody has mic, you know, even and at night, とかなんかカラオケしてるよ。夜のなんか1時とか2時で Can you imagine? 本当に違うです。And also, for example, in Georgia, you know, people who are doing fireworks, you can do it at home, even we can do it, but in Japan it's not allowed as I know. And also during New Year's, it's very like crazy here because everywhere boo, pa, boo, this hanabi. でも even if there is somebody's birthday, like at night, like 1 or 2 a.m., somebody is throwing these fireworks, you know, and it also, of course, has a very big voice, and sometimes like I'm sleeping and like this I'm waking up.
It's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, そうですよね、本当に。ショックナンバー2、交通機関。 this is really very big culture shock between Georgia and Japan.
I can talk all day about public transport. At first, environment in public transportation, this is very, very super clean. It is very comfortable. It is very quiet, and you are not afraid just to have relax in public transportation before you are going, for example, to have some work or this kind of stuff. No one talks in the public transport, and this was really, really shocking for me. I was quiet and looking around. Oh my God, they really are not talking anything. So they respect you because maybe some people want to rest. Also, I've never seen and I could never imagine that when train was stopped in front of the train, there was pass. And it shows you where to stay and where to wait and which door will open.
When it's from opens here or here.
Yes, and these lines are like different colors, and everywhere is signs. And one of the biggest shock was that they respect so much people who has some kind of disabilities. For example, when there was someone who was on the wheelchair and train stopped, workers, they were coming with a special thing and they were putting this in front of this person and helped them to get to the train.
Yeah, because there is gap between a door you enter and when they stop, like where you stop.
I was very moved about this fact because how they respect and take care of other people, that I really had tears on my eyes when I saw this. So this is a great, I've never seen in Georgia this, and I would love to have some same situation in Georgia.
And also when wheelchair person is entering in train, they are asking which station they would leave. So next station when they leave train, same thing is happening.
This was a great one. And also there were signs for priority seats. Someone who is elder people or pregnant or has some healthy disorders. I really respect this kind of stuff. And I've never noticed, even when, for example, there was time when train was not full and everywhere was place to sit, no one ever used priority seat if they didn't need it. I really respect and appreciate this.
And that helped me so much to my staying in Japan when I was pregnant, because many people were offering me to please sit here, because I had pregnant sign sticker on my bag so they could see this.
And also there was some people and they were checking if everything was in the train already or everyone left the train already, and after this they were giving sign that they could close the door and they could continue their road. This was really surprising. And also when trains were stopping, in front of that there was some kind of fence. I've never seen this, and I was asking to tell, oh my God, what is this? And this is so safe.
Also during our stay this time to Japan, it helped me also with Hinata, because many people were offering me seats this time as well, and I knew that everything is very clean there, and I've seen how they are sanitizing seats or touching hand places. So I was always feeling very safe in train, even when Hinata was touching something. Of course, I was cleaning after that still, and this is a very big thing. To speak about Georgia, we have very big experience about transportation, because now with Hinata I need so much taxi to use, and when I'm in Georgia, for example, I always have a car sick. But in Japan I never had car sick, even I was riding car for 1 hour, 2 hours, because in Georgia, kind of when you are sitting inside, there is some smell that, for example, this car hasn't been ventilating for a long time, and there is some tobacco smell saved inside, and this is for me very hard. For Hinata also, I'm always very worried. And also riding skills in transport. Georgia, for example, when train is stopping, すぐ brake するとか、みんなとこんな感じにする。And also in taxis, I'm always holding Hinata like this, because sometimes cars are stopping very suddenly that you might hit your head something, and this is dangerous,
And in Georgia, when we are in a taxi, I am always tense because I'm always afraid of accidents or this kind of stuff. But in Japan, I was just really
always in car.
I really.
After sitting in the car, 5 minutes later, Nana was sleeping already.
Now about metro, when you are in Georgia in the metro and metro stops, you have to be ready. 1, 2, 3, go and run. To go. We don't have here queues to wait, and in Japan it was not like that.
今、ショックナンバー3、お辞儀の文化。This is very, I think Nano can speak a lot about that because every time she was very impressed during seeing these things.
I was. It's about Japanese people politeness. It's about their culture and about their tradition, which I respect and which I love. I really wish everyone to be like Japanese people. They are so respectful, so kind that every time when I needed to have relationship with them, like for example in cafe, in restaurant, in hotel, in shop, or in street, anywhere, they were like smiling at you. They were bowing, and I really fell in love with this culture. That even in Georgia, I'm always like this because
I get to use also so
it's
much.
about that you get used to, and second is that you love it. It's really very nice expression, or to be grateful of someone, or to express your kindness.
When you are meeting somebody even the first time, you don't need to shake hand or like a kiss or hug or something. Just bow. This is very you are respecting other people's personal space.
Yes.
And they are respecting yours as well. We saw it many in even restaurants or even when we were speaking about transportation, you know, like in train, many times 運転手の人が they are leaving their place, they are near to door and they are bowing and then leaving, even no one is watching. This is
I was always watching.
Yeah, because like they are not doing to somebody to see.
This
is their culture
and personality.
Yeah, personality. So they are always doing it.
I love this kind of like bow. It's so intelligent. It's so cultural. It's
cute to see.
Yes,
kind because
it's very respectful.
And also, do you remember when we were leaving Japan, like from plane, they are bowing and waving at
cried
you.
at the time.
It was very cute to see. When I see it, it always fills my heart with love and more respect. But to speak about Georgia, we have hugs and kisses a lot. Even a person is first time we see, or a handshake, you know.
Yes, or we just hug. But I love it really. To be honest, I can't say that I don't like it.
I like it also, but sometimes like when completely stranger is coming, I'm really getting awkward because I don't know what to do. I want to bow so much, but in Georgia it's different kind of rules and it's hard. But I respect the Japanese way.
Of course.
I think this is the best way to do greetings. But after you get to know each other, of course hug is okay because we hugged many people in Japan, even our fans also.
Yeah, because I can't. This is also in my blood.
Yeah. そして最後に皆さん、日本の礼儀とルール。This is what I love so much.
At first, the most important thing in my life is happiness, but happiness for me comes from peace.
Yeah.
And peace for me comes from obeying rules. At first, I would love to mention that Japanese people really respect and appreciate their time and your time. If they say that you have appointment at 10 a.m., then it's exactly at 10 a.m. At first, this is good because you don't have any stress.
Everything is on time.
I love and I really respect that Japanese country and people has a lots of rules which they obey.
Yeah.
I know that many Japanese people does not like rules, but for me, as I mentioned, this is freedom for me.
Yeah,
when you have a lot of rules, you obey them, everyone obeys it, and you feel free. You know that no one will break the law, and if they don't break the law, nothing bad will happen.
Yeah.
So these rules are really meaningful.
Yes.
And
yes,
I really respect it. I feel very safe.
Yeah.
I feel really stress-free, and it helps me to be more motivated to do some good things, and it gives me inspiration that everything will be okay and I can do everything very well, and other people also.
Yeah, it might be a little bit hard for some Japanese people, but for me, for example, the one rule I really love in Japan is to not smoke outside. This is very respectful. I know that some smoker people, they are having hard time because they can smoke anywhere, but for me, this is really very stress-free environment because I don't like smoke, and I'm also very worried about my kid now, especially I have Hinata, so I'm 2 times more worrying about everything. And for me, as Nano mentioned also, I really love obeying rules, and especially in Japan because I know everything is for the best. But for example, to compare it in Georgia, like we have many rules here also, but not so many people are happy to obeying them, and they are are not obeying.
You know what people are saying here?
Yeah.
That we have rules because we have to break it.
Like, for example, we have rules also in Georgia that you should not smoke in, for example, hospital area because there is many ill people going there. But still, when you go, many people are smoking and there is so many tobacco, small parts throwing everywhere.
When we are talking about Japanese rules and how people obey it, I every time remember one story when I was in Japan and I went from our home to the market alone. And there was very narrow street where was a traffic light. It was very narrow street really, and I was there near this traffic light, and one man was there, and no car, nothing was there, but he still waited. And when the traffic light was red, after this he crossed the road. And I remembered one on zebra. Everywhere where is zebra, every car waits for you if you are walking, and when you walk, they continue their road. And in Georgia, sorry, this is really very shocking. When you are near zebra, you have to wait until every car goes, and after
and
this
you are
can
like
go.
this, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and nobody is giving you road. Even there is a zebra, you know.
And if they give you road, you are so happy that you are saying thanks,
Yeah.
like many times, and you cross. This is very dangerous. Before you cross the zebra here, you have to look left
Both
side
ways,
and right side minimum 10 times just to check, just to be sure.
Yeah, because in
For your
Georgia,
safety.
so many car accidents are happening, even on the zebra. But in Japan, this is very good point that even there is no zebra, but you are crossing the road, cars should stop. This is a rule, and they have to give you a way, no matter like it's zebra or not. And this is very safe. Everybody, I think.
You see now why Japan was stress-free for me.
I want this every rule to be in Georgia also, you know, but not to be is important. People has to obey them.
I wanted to say this.
Yeah, I want to mention one thing also, that even during the COVID time, when like all the countries we are saying that please when you go outside wear a mask, this wasn't at all a rule in Japan, but everybody knew what is best for everybody, so they were wearing masks even without somebody telling them please wear it, you know. This is also their very good character.
So again, thanks from the bottom of my heart to Japan and Japanese for showing me what it means to live in a perfect country.
Yeah, for us, Japan is really perfect. I want to thank also again Japan to give us the precious memories and the precious experience about this everything.
So I'm saying all of these stories to my friends, and they are happy just to listen.
Even Nano was always like, when I come back first time, please tell me about Japan. How was there? How different it is? How everything, you know.
And now I know by myself, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity for my sister and for you.
I'm also very happy to hear from Nano how happy she was in Japan and how she enjoyed, and I really want all of my family to experience this same as Nano and same as me, and I'm pretty sure everybody will love Japan like I do. ではということで今日のビデオはここまでです。最後まで見てくれてありがとう。次のビデオでお会いしましょう。またねー。